Good morning and welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living in Greater Baltimore for our pre-service meditation. Let us anchor ourselves and breathe. Simply grounding to the breath. Feeling the rise and fall of the chest and abdomen as we breathe. No need to modify it or control it, simply allowing it to be. And in this awareness of the breath, we allow this awareness to sink deeply into our bodies so that we may be aware of our body in totality, being aware of any stress or tension in our ankles or toes, our knees, our lower back, our neck, any stress or tension in any part of our bodies. Any pain or discomfort, simply being aware, not trying to push it out, force it away, but bringing the loving compassion of awareness to it. Simply inhaling and exhaling. And with this awareness, we recognize the same fluidity to our thinking, the same awareness, the same understanding, that in the same way that we scan our body, we are able to scan our thought process, identifying any thoughts of tension, discord, disharmony, any thoughts of pain, anger, resentment, bitterness, frustration, and simply being aware of them once again, not trying to force them out, but bringing that loving, compassionate awareness and noticing it. It is in this awareness, in this breath, in this loving, compassionate state of being that we are able to shift our consciousness and bring greater levels of peace, harmony, and clarity to our body, to our emotions, to our thinking. And it is with this that we are able to then, from the overflow, bring that same clarity and harmony, peace and joy to every area of our lives. So we breathe, inhaling and exhaling. And with this next inhale and exhale, we purposefully bring to our mind's eye the image of something or someone that inspires joy within us. It might be a pet. It might be a child. It might be that goofy and silly friend or sibling that just the thought of them and their silliness, their playfulness brings a smile, not just to our face, but brings a smile to our entire countenance. That our feet smile, our legs smile, our hips and torso smiles, our arms and hands smile, our face, our head, our ears, our forehead, that our entire being smiles because we are filled with joy. Is this not what it means to be joyful? And it is from this place of joyfulness that we choose to live and move and have our beingness. It is from this place of being full of joy that we tune in and tap into that thing called fun. The lightheartedness of life, the ability to find humor and joy, creativity and wonder in our life experience. And so we allow that image of that person or that animal, the child, whatever that image is, we allow that image to completely enfold us, to envelop us, so that every cell of our being is in joy. Because when we are in joy, then we enjoy. We enjoy this breath. We enjoy our relationships. We enjoy our spiritual community. We enjoy our spiritual practices. We enjoy life. And it is precisely when we enjoy life that life becomes fun, that we are able to find the nectar of fun in all areas of our lives, so that even when something troubling or trying, some tribulation, stressfulness of life is going on, we do not bypass it. We do not deny it. We do not ignore it, but we hold it within the container that gives us the space, the ease, and the grace to find fun, enjoyment, a moment of pause, a moment of reflection, a moment of retreat where we care for ourselves to such a degree that even in the midst of the chaos and that which is tumultuous, that because we are filled to overflow with this divine power called fun, that we are able to enjoy life because we are in joy itself. That is the energy that we bring to our grief. That is the energy we bring to our trials, our stresses, our challenges. We bring the truth of our being, for that which God is, that which spirit is, that which the universe is joyfulness itself. We pause for a moment, and rather than thinking of joy as a cognitive exercise, I enjoy watching television. I enjoy cooking. We pause and recognize joy as the very livingness of life itself. Grass enjoys being grass. Clouds enjoy floating by. Clouds enjoy the opportunity to change and transform their shape so that someone one day sees a bunny rabbit, and in a second later, they see a butterfly. And the person walking with them down the street wonders, what's going on in your mind? I don't see that. But nonetheless, the clouds enjoy. The sky enjoys reflecting the blue of the earth, of the waters, of the heavens. The stars enjoy lighting up the night sky, not as anthropomorphic entities, but because what they are is joy made flesh. It is great fun for the wind to blow, to lift a kite into the sky, to push a sailboat across the ocean. It is fun for the rainbow to appear after the rain. It is fun for the squirrel to climb a tree. It is fun for the puppy to chase a ball. It is fun to be present to the truth of our being as we ground and anchor to this breath. Fun because it affords us the opportunity to know the truth of our being, to be full of joy and gratitude, to be afforded the gift of smile, to be afforded the gift of laughter, to be afforded the gift of breath. So we breathe. Inhale and exhale the joy. Inhale and exhale the fun and the funny. Inhale and exhale the power of being present, moment by moment, breath by breath, feeling by feeling, thought by thought, being present to it all. Recognizing that this presence that we are affording ourselves recharges us, revitalizes us, reinvigorates us, so that we are aware of and capable of healing, transforming, transmuting our own individual lives and bringing that power to the collective. For it is in doing this that we elevate the consciousness of creation into a world that works for all. We do not enjoy poverty. We enjoy the awareness that we are abundance made flesh, and this awareness removes the consciousness. It heals the consciousness of poverty so that every man, woman, child, person, being on the face of this planet and any universe beyond no longer needs to experience poverty, sickness, dis-ease, discord, disharmony. That we bring this truth, this moment, this awareness, not making any of these things wrong, not judging them, but recognizing them, bringing truth to them, and healing them. That even in the midst of whatever the circumstance or situation may be, there is that which is the power and the presence of life itself. There is only one life. That life is God. That life is joy itself made flesh. That life is fun made flesh. That life is laughter and love. And that life is my life now. And that life is your life now. For there is only that one life, living, moving, and having its beingness as all. And so we breathe, making space within our minds and our hearts and our bodies and our lives for the overflow of joy, the overflow of fun, the overflow of love and connection and community. And it is from that overflow that we share, that we give, that we live, that we move and act and have our beingness. And we breathe. Knowing that as this meditation comes to a close, we breathe. That our ability to connect, we breathe. Our ability to connect and to know continues, and we breathe. For even when this body breathes its last breath, that which is the infinite, eternal, and ever-expanding consciousness of spirit itself continues to breathe itself as each one of us. That which is the truth of our being as an individual soul never ends. Breathe. Gratitude. Breathe. Joy. Breathe. Connection. Breathe. I am. Breathe. Namaste.
I'm starting again with the ABCs. What does it mean to be you and me? How do I want to walk this life? Loosen my burdens, release the why. I am awake, aware, alert, alive. I am awake, aware, alert, alive. I'm starting again to lose my way, forgetting to laugh and seize the day. How can I learn to live this life? Loosen my burdens, release the why. I am awake, aware, alert, alive. I am awake, aware, alert, alive. I am free, free, loving the wisdom inside of me. Free, free, open to possibilities. Free, free, honoring life's fragility. Free, free, finding my serenity. I am starting to start again, letting go to heal and mend. How will I learn to dance this round with breath and laughter and love abound? I am awake, aware, alert, alive. I am awake, aware, alert, alive. I am awake, aware, alert, alive. I am awake, aware, alert, alive.
Good morning and happy Sunday. In order to help us with our method of recording our service, we request that congregants and participants who are not speaking, performing, or interpreting to please turn your cameras off until after service. At that time, all can come on camera to fellowship and share the love. Thank you for your cooperation. Welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living Greater Baltimore's virtual service. I'm your host, Minister Mo. Our speaker today, who led the pre-service meditation, is our senior minister, Reverend Dr. Raymont Anderson. Our musician is Sahffi Lynne. Assisting with making today's service open, inviting, and accessible to the deaf community are our sign language interpreters, Faith Moore and Sonya Chavis. On behalf of Reverend Dr. Ray, thank you all for your service. At CSLGB, Every Sunday is Invite a Friend or Family Member Sunday. Make sure you spread the love. Invite someone to service. We'd love to have them hang out with us. Reverend Dr. Ray will now ground us in prayer.
So let us ground and anchor, knowing that the infinite, all that is present right here and right now, moving in, through, and as each one of us. And knowing this, then we know that everything about service, every aspect of it, from every note to every word to every participant, must all be, by our choosing, divinely ordered. So we surrender to this awareness, knowing that this moment is beautiful, it is amazing, it is filled with love and joy and power. As we move deeper into service, what we are moving deeper into is the truth of our being as the divine made flesh. It is good to know this. It is fun to participate in this. It is joyful to do what is ours to do. Surrendered into the law, because the law always says, yes, I know that this treatment, this invocation, this evocation is already considered answered prayer. Everything right here, right now, love made flesh is whole, perfect, and complete. And this celebration, this service is amazing and fun and filled with laughter and compassion and connection. The law says, yes, this prayer is answered, it is already done, and together we say, and so it is.
And so it is. The Center for Spiritual Living Greater Baltimore's community honors the world's religions. One tree, many branches. One mountain, many paths. One world, many religions and spiritual traditions. With the lighting of these candles on the first Sunday of each month, we honor each person on their select path. We also bless them and recognize the light, the love, and the life-affirming nature of spirit as it shows itself in each path, in each practice, and in each person. I have some announcements for you. We currently have 3 weekly ongoing ways to study, learn, and discuss. On first and third Monday nights, the Sacred Contracts Book Club, hosted by Nancy Rosenberg. On Wednesday night, the Science of Mind Textbook Exploration Group, facilitated by Reverend Dr. Ray. And Thursday night, study group is facilitated by Dr. Ronnie Ellington, our beloved practitioner. I know you want to be a member. The Discovery class is available online. Contact us at info@CSLGreaterbaltimore.org or visit the website for more information on becoming a member of CSLGB. Sign up for the CSLGB newsletter, the CSLGB Facebook and Instagram pages. Get more news and information by visiting our website, CSLGreaterbaltimore.org or .com. Interested in a community camping trip, a CSLGB getaway, or community retreat? Sue Italiano is checking to see if there is any interest. If so, send an email to her at sueitaliano@gmail.com. Interested in serving on the fundraising committee? Our chair, Renika Pirmetla, would like you to join her to strategize the most effective ways to manifest funding. To get more information, meeting dates and times, and to join this committee, email rainika.pirametla@gmail.com. The CSLGB Ministry of Education has upcoming classes. Foundations of Science of Mind, facilitated by our practitioner, Dr. Ronnie Ellington. Only one more person is needed for this class to go. If you're interested in taking Foundations, contact Sue Monahan. Conversations about race. Racial literacy as a spiritual practice meets every second Wednesday of the month from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. It's a year-long journey of experiencing racial literacy as a spiritual practice. As Centers for Spiritual Living holds the vision of creating a world that works for all. As our beacon, our spiritual work is examining our thinking, both our personal thoughts and those passed on to us in a collective, socialized manner. Required reading is A Race is a Nice Thing to Have, a guide to being a white person or understanding the white persons in your life by Janet Helms. Love offerings are gratefully accepted. For more information, contact our practitioner, Rebecca Arena Beal from CSL Columbia at 410-340-4805 or bella358@comcast.net. Exploring the Declaration of Principles of Science of Mind and Spirit is facilitated by Reverend Dr. Raymont Anderson. The dates and times are coming soon. The financial investment for this class is a love offering. If interested in attending, contact Tracy at tracyrhymes@gmail.com. For the full class descriptions and more information, you're encouraged to visit this website, cslgreaterbaltimore.org or .com, to find more educational opportunities in our and other communities we are partnered with. Would you like to receive a daily text and hear the beautiful voice of Reverend Dr. Ray? If so, type JOIN, JOIN, to 833-663-9021 to begin receiving daily inspirations. We'll be so glad you did. Prayer works. That's what I heard. That's what I know. Let's say it together on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Prayer works. Yes, yes, yes. We as a community continue to treat and move our feet, knowing the truth for everyone around the planet. Prayer requests can be sent at any time via email to info@cslgreaterbaltimore.org. Amen and ashe, and so it is. Our musician today is Sahffi Lynne, an international singer, songwriter, and vocal coach whose mission is to offer her music and teachings as medicine, to open and connect our collective heart. Her spirit-inspired performances and channeled original songs have taken her melodies around the world. Her own vocal ladder method of teaching singing has lifted her students' voices and souls. Sign up for monthly emails from Sahffi on her website, sahffi.com, or subscribe to her YouTube channel for weekly new videos. Just search Sahffi.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you, Minister Mo, for that lovely introduction. And it's so good to see everyone, feel everyone. I know you're there. I wanted to just share that first song that I sang was a brand new song. And I love bringing new songs to this center. I've played here for probably 7 years now, and it's become a tradition that I play new songs for you all. So thank you. All right, so we're gonna play a little bit. I invite you to sing with me. I invite you to move a little bit. I got the drum here, yes, and I put the words in the chat box. It's really simple. You should pick it up, and I encourage you to sing along. All right, let's do it. We are opening up in sweet surrender to the universal love light of the one. We are opening up in sweet surrender to the universal love light of the one. We are opening. We are opening. We are opening. We are opening. We are rising up like a phoenix from the fire. Brothers and sisters, spread your wings and fly higher. We are rising up like a phoenix from the fire. Brothers and sisters, spread your wings and fly higher. We are rising up. We are rising up. We are rising up. We are rising up. We are opening up like a lotus flower. Let your love light shine in the darkest hour. We are opening up like a lotus flower. Let your love light shine in the darkest hour. We are opening. We are opening. We are opening. We are opening. We are rising up with the spirit of the drum. Brothers and sisters, come together as one. We are rising up with the spirit of the drum. Brothers and sisters, come together as one. We are rising up. We are rising up. We are rising up. We are rising up. We are opening. 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 Yahoo! Yes.
Thank you, Sahffi, for that healing music. And now Reverend Dr. Ray will lead us in a spiritual practice as we are rising up.
Today's spiritual practice begins. Did you hear about the new restaurant that opened? It's called Karma. You don't get what you want, you get what you deserve. You know, yesterday I was playing Scrabble and all the Scrabble tiles fell on the ground and my dog ate them. And for the next week, he was leaving little messages around the house. Tracy, knock, knock.
Who's there?
Control freak.
Control.
Ah, at this part, that's when you're supposed to say control freak who? So for today's spiritual practice, we enjoy that thing called laughter and lightheartedness. Tracy's laughing right now. Go ahead, Tracy. Laughter yoga. Yes, this spiritual practice, because it gives us the grace and the space and the ease to move through whatever is going on in life. That yes, even when something is challenging or trying, something is stressful, something is painful, we are able to bring the full experience of our oneness, our unity, our love. And as Sahffi just said, we are able to rise up. Les Brown once said that when life happens and you get knocked down, then land on your back, because if you can look up, you can get up. So this moment we dive into the realization that there is ultimately nothing that could ever happen to us that could separate us from the truth of our being. There is no pain so intense that we become less divine. There is no separation, relationships, occupations. There is no separation from anything that could separate us from what we are as the universe made flesh. We are infinitely, eternally that which it is in this moment, right here, right now. And this moment right here, right now is forever. So we breathe, recognizing that at any moment we are able to, in a lighthearted, joyful manner, re-engage life, re-enter into whatever the experience is. We are able to rise up. Rise up. Yeshua told the man, look, dude, pick up your pallet and walk. Rise up and move. So we rise up. We allow the laughter within us, the joy within us to rise up from the deepest core of our being, rise up through our body, rise up through our lungs, rise up through our throat, rise up through our consciousness, and be expressed. That which we are is the one life. Love, joy, power, presence, wisdom, intelligence, the ability to do what is ours to do. So we anchor and we ground, knowing that this is the truth of our being, and that at any moment we are able to reconnect to the truth, to rise up, to resurrect the truth of our being and live from that space. Knowing this, we breathe, we allow it to be what is, we surrender it knowing it is done, and together we touch and agree and say, and so it is. Ha ha ha! And so it is.
And so it is.
And so it is. Thank you, Reverend Dr. Ray. Our senior minister, Center for Spiritual Living, Greater Baltimore's Reverend Dr. Raymont Anderson, has frequently been referred to as a Renaissance man. One look at his resume and the reasons become clear. As a lifelong learner with a passion for self-development, personal transformation, transmutation, and self-awakening, he lives his bliss as a teacher, a mentor, a speaker, and minister, and so much more. His mission is to live, move, and be active. A, authentic. C, compassion. T, transparent. I, inspired. V, vibrant. E, empowered. A member of society who serves to educate, elucidate, emancipate, awaken, and empower us, the people, and our communities. And here he is.
Oh, hello and good morning. So today, yeah, you can tell what kind of day it is today, right? So you didn't know, I guess you saw that photo. You didn't know I used to be a nun, did you? Anyhow, different conversation for a different day. Today, our theme, our focus today is the idea of a playful pause, the opportunity to simply ground and anchor in knowing that at any moment we are able to, in a lighthearted manner, connect to the joy of life. In the science of mind and spirit, we teach and practice oneness. This means that the totality of our human experience is individualizing. This includes and embraces the idea of play/playfulness being an important and integral part of our lives. Life is meant to be good, and we are meant to be happy, joyous, and free. Pausing from our daily schedule and taking time for play and playfulness is an important way to co-create a life that we love. Catch that last part? Pausing from our daily schedule. Now, what this is implying is that in our daily schedule, we are so busy running around and so busy doing whatever it is that we are doing that we have to purposefully pause to give ourselves time to play. But what happens if we completely flip that paradigm so that play is an integral part in our daily schedule? Have you ever been someone who has been so busy that you forgot to eat? Now, eating is a fundamental part of our existence. We need to eat. And yet we were so preoccupied or so busy that we forgot. That's the key word. We forgot to eat. Oftentimes we forget to give ourselves space to breathe mindfully, to play purposefully. So let's flip that paradigm so that our daily schedule, we no longer forget to eat. We no longer forget to play. We no longer forget to breathe mindfully, but it is an integral part of our daily activities. Because when we, now there's this idea of play or having fun, where there's grown-up having fun. You know, I enjoy, Tracy, I enjoy when we get a chance to, go to the club and, get a couple of drinks and do this or do that. That's how adults have fun. And that kind of fun for whoever, whatever, yeah, it may serve its purpose. But the kind of playfulness we're talking about today, the kind of fun we're talking about today is the kind that is free to let go, free to be silly. What? Oh, I thought you were going to say something about me, Tracy. Free to be, hey, free to just play and have fun. Not the kind of fun that we Tupperware and categorize and compartmentalize as this, that, or the other. But I mean fun and playfulness the way kids, the way children have fun and play. There's no judgment. There's no criticism. Hey, you're coloring wrong. You're jumping rope wrong. Hey, that mud pie is wrong. You're making mud pies wrong. They just, hey, I like that mud pie. Can I have some of it? Here, have some. It's really good. Like kids play and have fun. Are we willing to do the same? Are we willing to engage in that level of, it was funny because when I'm not going to say any names because they told me that what happens in New York stays in New York, but we're going to just say that there were 4 people. Here's a story of 4 different people who went to New York and had a complete ball. They acted a fool and one of them got left behind because she walked so slow. But there was this element of lightheartedness and having fun. It wasn't about an agenda, although we did shop. It was just about being together and having fun. Reverend Dr. Edward Fulune and Reverend Dr. Chris Michaels both say, spend time with people who make you laugh. Do things that bring you joy. Go to a funny movie or a comedy club. Laughter isn't simply the best medicine, it is fuel for the soul. Laughter is fuel for the soul. Laughter gives us the ability to rise up. Laughter gives us the ability to do what is ours to do. Play gives us the space, the container to grow into our greater yet to be. Be with people. Spend time with people who make you laugh, who let you be you, who let you let your hair or bald head be free. Be with people who simply let you be you. Why are you laughing, Tracy?
I'm remembering.
You're remembering?
On the knees on the floor.
So you'll notice in this one picture, Tracy had a difficult time with, Tracy didn't change the slides. She was busy laughing at me.
I was. Okay, here we go.
Sometimes you may not be laughing with, sometimes you may be, anyhow. Let's just pause for a moment and just revel in the laughter of Tracy, who had a difficult time with a bottle of shaving cream.
Yeah, that's the story.
That's the story we're telling.
And the photo is for the authorities.
The point being, be with people who make you laugh. Be with people who remind you of the joy of living. Be with people who lighten your load, right? Be with people who, when you fall down, they help you to rise up. Be with people who know and recognize the truth of your being. Invest your time in them. Allow them to invest their time in you. There is enough stuff in the world and enough people in the world, whether they are psychic vampires, actual vampires, vampires who love to vampirism vampires. Like, it doesn't matter who they are. There are enough of them right now because they don't know the truth of their being. The only way we heal the collective is when we are in spiritual community, when we are in Ohana, family, when we are in, and that could be family of choice, because some family do not give us the space to do this. Some family are the very ones who try to drain us. They're the ones who knock us down every time we try to rise up. Sometimes that is what it is. What happens when we then choose consciously to be with people who nurture us, who pour into our lives, who share love and joy and laughter with us? Not only are we made, what did it say? Laughter is fuel for the soul. When our soul remains fueled up, do we not realize where we can then travel to? When we blast off, what universes and galaxies exist for us when our souls are fueled up and ready to explore and to be and to boldly go to levels of consciousness we may not have ever been before. Be with people who know you, who see you, who appreciate you. Deborah Rebel says, being playful naturally liberates the mind, opens the heart, and lifts the spirit. Take time to play today. Liberates the mind, opens the heart, lifts the spirit. Give yourself the gift of play today. There are times when we are growing up in life, and what are the conditions of life that train the playfulness out of us? How many times are we taught or conditioned to play less till we get to the point where we don't even know how to play anymore? How many times are we told, grow up, act your age, be mature? You are so immature. Tracy, you have to take this seriously. You play too much. She's laughing at me right now. I'm not sure why.
Yeah, okay.
But when we adopt any of this as our thing, we become so serious, so solemn, so, I'm not allowed to laugh. If I laugh, my face might crack. Life is not meant to be lived this way. There is that element of spirit which can never grow old, which means there is that level of spirit which never grows up. Spirit is infinitely and eternally youthfulness in expression. So when we choose, what are the practices that restore, reinvigorate, resurrect our playfulness? How to play. What do we need to do? How to play? Do things that encourage a releasing of the ego. Because the ego likes to judge. You're doing that wrong. You're not doing that right. Why are you wearing that? Girl, I know you ain't going to the club wearing that. You just toe up from the flow up. That's ego. Now you can get feedback. Green's not your best color. Like you look more joyful in yellow, like whatever. But when that's ego that judges and evaluates, like, look, I'm going to wear what I want to wear. But your hair's on crooked. Tracy said it looked good to me, so it's good to me, right? Release the ego. Do activities that are judgment-free. Engage in things where competition isn't the thing. How many of us sit down and play Uno or tic-tac-toe or Scrabble or whatever, and we get so competitive that we remove the fun from the game? Monopoly is all about me taking over. The capitalistic delusion, I am Jeff Bezos. I shall rule it all. It ain't fun no more, dude. Like we were having fun until you became crazy. Do encourage activities that evoke smiles and laughter. Play board games, have balloon fights, food fights, video games, finger painting, dancing, shaving cream, Tracy said, dance and sing in the street, play dress up, play charades, and there are a trillion other things that you can do. But whenever you are doing this, just remember to breathe, relax, have fun, be childlike, be innocent, be silly. Ego less, not ego gone, ego less, which means less judgment, be judgment free, laughter, and find enjoyment in life. This whole idea of play is to be lighthearted. How many times have we heard someone say, I have a heavy heart because it is weighing on me? This whole idea lightens that burden. It lightens the load. It makes carrying what may need to be carried a little easier. Be cheerful and be carefree. Meredith Sinclair says, being playful is a key component in making us happier, healthier, and more present and connected in all of our relationships. The more we are able to play in relationships, the more connected we are. And ultimately, is that not what this whole spiritual thing is about? It's about being connected to one another, being connected as spirit to spirit as all that is. And we get to be healthier in the mix. What? I get 3 for the price of 1. I get to play and I'm healthy and I'm connected. And how could I say no to that? Raymont Anderson says, Taking things so seriously that we deny playfulness is to deny ourselves the fullness of living life. Being playful is a vital part, a spiritual imperative of your radical self-care. If we are truly going to take care of ourselves, then we must have playfulness as a part of that. Otherwise, we're not truly diving into true self-care because we're not lightening the load. We're not rising up. We are not being healthier. From our evolutionary vision, a statement from the CSL Global Vision that is related to today's topic, we envision a world which has renewed its emphasis on beauty, nature, and love through a resurgence of creativity, art, and aesthetics. Beauty, nature, and love. How often do we pause to see beauty in nature and creativity? How often do we pause to see all of this wondrousness that is around us? How often do we allow that to seep into our cellular being and energy, the vitality of? How often do we go to art galleries and museums? How often do we go to the park and just marvel at the trees and the grass and the butterflies and the clouds? It looks like a bunny rabbit. How often do we simply recognize the beauty of creation, knowing that the beauty we see, we are only able to see it and experience it and feel it because it resonates with the truth of our being. If we didn't know what beauty was, if we didn't know what love was, we would not be able to recognize it. But what it is, we are. And all we are doing is recognizing this ability to be creative, to see the aesthetics of the universe expressing itself in art and creativity and music and all of this stuff. How do we reconnect to all of this in our playfulness, in our enjoyment, in our joyfulness of life? Ernest Holmes says, "You exist so that divine feeling, fire, imagination, and creativity may be expressed through you." You get that? Divine feeling, fire, imagination, and creativity expressed through you, in you, and as you. The Spirit comes to you with a new and fresh creativity. The Spirit that is you rises up with this new and fresh creativity. You need not ask what others have done or how they have done it. Simply be yourself and express life as you find it and as you choose to experience it. Breathe, because that's a lot right there. You get to choose. You are the artist. You get to choose what goes on the canvas. You get to choose what musical notes get to be played. Sahffi's guitar doesn't say, well, then again, it's Sahffi, so maybe her guitar does tell her, hey, Sahffi, it's an E chord. Thank you. But we'll just for the sake of conversation. The guitar doesn't demand of the artist. The piano doesn't demand of the artist what to play. There is a synergy because the guitar is also God in expression. So Sahffi being God in expression and the guitar and the drum being God in expression are playing together. They are co-creating together to bring forth this amazing thing that we recognize as music and harmony and joy through sound and vibration. We get to do that same thing with whatever we're doing, whether it's cooking, whether it's gardening, whether it's planning a syllabus for class, whether it's teaching a workshop. We get to do that with our lives in general. Michael Bernard Beckwith says, artistic Perceptivity provides individuals the capacity to see beauty, the energy of luminous perfection behind a seemingly imperfect world. It enables us to see the indescribable. As a soulful artist, our inner vision begins to penetrate the world of concrete appearances. We change the very tapestry of life. There is this cycle of creativity and play that ever folds into. Play yields into greater curiosity, which yields into greater experimentation, which yields into greater creativity, and back to play. That's what we do when we treat. That's what we do when we meditate. Each of these things moves and yields into one another in an ongoing, ever creating, creative process of evolution. Charlie Peacock says, it's not just about creativity. It's about the person you're becoming while you're creating. You get that? It's not just about what you create. It's about how you are changed in that process. What did Minister Mo say earlier about prayer works? Did she not say prayer works? I hear you. I hear it. Prayer works, and I know it. Prayer isn't just for, Tracy says, hey, Rev, can you pray for me? It's not just about prayer changing her life. When I pray, the prayer changes me. When Sahffi plays music, what she is playing changes her. It doesn't just change those of us who feel the beautiful joy of what she's giving us. The gift also changes the gift giver. The artist is changed by expressing art. The chef is changed by providing the meal. The gardener is changed by creating the garden. It's not just about creativity in and of itself. It's not about stuff. It's about what we become as we create, as we build, as we transform. Because literally, our thoughts, our words, our feelings, our interactions, our painting, our creating, are being sung into the very tapestry of the universe. Sahffi's music is bringing world peace to people who may never hear her actual music. Get what I'm saying? When she sings, the vibration changes structures. For example, we're here in the house. Tracy fixes the speaker so we can hear the music because it was a little glitch. And then Sahffi's singing. She's debuting a new song for us. And it vibrates the paint on the walls. The photos on the walls vibrate. The house is connected to the earth. That means the earth itself vibrates under the house. The street outside vibrates. The people who walk across the street outside feel the vibration. They take that vibration home. They share it with their families. Their families share it with their families. And that is how the world is changed. Nothing we do happens in isolation. Every prayer changes the world. Every meal changes the world. Every garden changes the world. Every song changes the world. Everything we do impacts the world. That's how powerful we are. Reverend Dr. Raymont Anderson, oh, it's him again? He says, when we create, we are demonstrating spiritual principle. Now, take that back to what I said. When Michael is cooking, he is demonstrating spiritual principle. When Sahffi is singing, she is demonstrating spiritual principle. When Faith and Sonya are interpreting, they are demonstrating spiritual principle. When Minister Mo is hosting, demonstrating spiritual principle. Whatever we are doing that is creative in the process is a demonstration of spiritual principle. We are engaging the creative process of spirit as the living embodiment of creation. the living embodiment of God itself. We are engaging the creative process as the very embodiment of creation itself. God does not create other than it as us creating, but God is creation itself. It is the energy of creation itself. It creates when we create. When Sahffi sings, that is God creating. When Fifi prepares a meal, that is God preparing a meal. When Jovan is joking with Tracy and I, or Jovan is making t-shirts, which reminds me, when Jovan is making, that is God itself engaging in the creative process. Everything that we do is that, and we can't help but to be changed by the process. There is only that which it is, and when we actively, consciously engage in it, then we dance purposefully, consciously, creatively, and we change our lives individually and the lives of all collectively. But when we deny this process, don't get it twisted, because that is also impactful in the tapestry of creation. For every song that I sing that says, I hate people, I hate them, that energy, if I am serious and I sing it forth, that energy goes out as well. Hate, bitterness, resentment are energies that stagnate the creative process. And we know that if I stagnate the flow of blood by tying something so tightly around my arm that my hand is no longer receiving the creative process, the creative flow, that there is an impact. My hand and my fingers change colors. The temperature changes, and eventually it falls off. The invitation is to restore the circulatory process of spirit, to allow the reciprocity of the universe to express in, through, and as us in this thing we call fun and enjoyment and laughter, lightheartedness. Breathe. This week's Playful Pause assignment is, Tracy said, do-do. I have no idea what that even, do-do, what does that mean?
You know what?
What form of playfulness will I commit to this week? This week, what will you?
Which one will you not commit?
Hey. Didn't it say judgment-free zone? Tracy said, which one will you not do this week? Hey, I can't help it if I live to play. But what form of what form of play/playfulness will I commit to this week? What creative activity will I commit to this week? Doesn't say think about. What will I commit to? What will I do? Have a conversation with. Tracy like, cuatro personas. Have a conversation with, y'all should have saw it. She was like, have a conversation with 4 people about what are the beliefs that have limited my ability to play? What have been the beliefs that I've held or were taught that have limited my ability to play? What are the beliefs that have limited my ability to be creative, to create, to draw, to paint, to write, to sculpt, to sing, to dance, to create in whatever form and fashion creativity is showing up? What beliefs have limited my ability to do this? And what are some things that I can practice this week to shift each of those beliefs about play and about creativity? And just as a reminder, anytime you want a copy of the slides, just email Tracy or I, and we won't, Tracy's raising her hand, just email and we will make sure you get it. That way you have these and any other part of the slides. So at this moment, let us ground and anchor into this week's affirmation, declaration, knowing the truth of our being. I will say it first, and then together, if you feel so aligned. I take time today to play with and as spirit. Together, I take time today to play with and as spirit. Ooh, breathe, breathe, and allow that to be the truth of our beingness. Today, I take time. Today, I afford myself the space and the grace to make time to play with spirit and to play as spirit. And speaking of playing with spirit, at this moment, let us welcome back our beautiful and amazing. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Because this is one of my favorite people on the whole planet, you know. Sahffi is like one of my favorite people. Every time I see what Sahffi posts on Facebook or Instagram, like it brings a smile to my face instantly. And it's like, that's what we strive to be. We strive to be someone that when someone thinks of us, says our name, sees our picture, that immediately there is a smile brought to their face. There's a smile brought to their heart. And that's what Sahffi is for me. And I know that's what Sahffi is for many of you. So let us avail ourselves to the beautiful artistry once again of Sahffi Lynne.
Oh, thank you so much, Reverend Dr. Ray. I feel the same about you so much. And I remember when this community was praying for you to come. And it's just great that you're here. And thank you for this divine reminder. Yes, play. So let's play. All right, I'm going to invite you to find something in your house. Maybe you have a shaker. If you don't have a shaker, you can go to the kitchen and get some mac and cheese. It's my teenager's mac and cheese. Maybe you have a little drum, right? Or a big drum. Or you have your hands too. Yeah, so you find your own rhythm. This is a song by Bruno Mansour, and it's a song that's celebrating the Hikuri, which is the spirit in ancient traditions in Mexico that walks from this land to the other. So they send messages back and forth. And in ceremony, what we do is we create basically a tango line. It's called the snake dance. And I'll get up and sing, and people follow me around, and we snake around, and it's really fun. So I encourage you to find a shaker, clap, get up, and snake around your room and enjoy this tune. Let's do it. Hare bumbu ya Yahweh, hare bumbu ya Yahweh, al lado Dori está viendo su agua ya. Por un lado tierra, por un lado fuego, arriba viento, viento viene y va. Hare bumbu ya Yahweh, hare bumbu ya Yahweh, al lado Dori está viendo su agua ya. Por un lado tierra, por un lado fuego, arriba viento, viento viene y va. Maza, 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 we. Corre venadito, sal a la montaña, ¿dónde está la tatatahuaí? El venado de corazón sagrado. El venado de corazón sagrado. El venado de corazón sagrado. Hare bumbu ya Yahweh, hare bumbu ya Yahweh, al lado Dori está viendo su agua ya. Por un lado tierra, por un lado fuego, arriba viento, viento viene y va. Hare bumbu ya Yahweh, hare bumbu ya Yahweh, al lado Dori está viendo su agua ya. Por un lado tierra, por un lado fuego, arriba viento, viento viene y va. Coa, 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 viene caminando viene serpentando, viene y te lleva y te lleva y te trae hacia la verdad. La serpiente ya va llegando. La serpiente ya va currando. La serpiente viene cantando. Are bumbu ya Yahweh, are bumbu ya Yahweh, a la Dodori está bebiendo su agua ya. Por un lado tierra, por un lado fuego, arriba viento, viento viene. Are bumbu ya Yahweh, are bumbu ya Yahweh, a la Dodori está bebiendo su agua ya. Por un lado tierra, por un lado fuego, arriba viento, viento viene, va. Por un lado tierra, por un lado fuego, arriba viento, viento viene, va. Yes, that's it, Reverend Dr. Ray. You got the moves. Yes, thanks for playing with me, everybody.
I'm sufficiently winded now. Whew. Yes, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Snake dance. Come on, folks. Let's revisit. Encore. Yes. Okay, sorry. Tracy's like, come on, get with the program. Go to the program. People ready to go to lunch. So we breathe in gratitude, blessing and thanking Sahffi for always delivering with power and purpose and passion. So we receive. And from this place of what we receive, we give, we tithe, we donate where we feel spiritually fed, where we are uplifted, where we are reminded of the truth of our being. And as Tracy says, we are also tithing and donating to keep the lights on, to do what it means to have this spiritual community, which is / also a business, it's an organization, to help it to be able to do what it needs to do with the funds that we tithe and donate. Now, let us be mindful, because this may be your first time, that our practitioners have pledged $25,000 by the end of the year. And as of July 19th, that number is $10,740. $10,740. Like I already say, 740 cents. Not sure what that even means. $10,740. And this is on top of their regular tithing per month. The community also $25,000 by the end of the year. And as of July 26th, that number is $1,225. And this is on top of their regularly scheduled tithing. You may be wondering, Reverend Ray, how do I tithe or donate to the community? Because I feel spiritually fed and I want to make sure that the lights stay on and that a beautiful facility that is the right and perfect facility for CSL Greater Baltimore exists for the Greater Baltimore community, so that everyone who wants to know the truth is afforded the opportunity to know the truth from this community. How do I give? PayPal, option 1. Text to give, option 2. Postal mail, option 3. For more information, you can always visit the website, cslgreaterbaltimore.com/give. You can also contact any of the Board of Trustees to get information. And you may not know this, when you are tithing, you are able to divide and say you're tithing $100. You are able to put $25 to emergency care, $25 to the education, and $50 to the new building fund, if that's what you so choose. If you want more information on that, you can also contact us and ask, well, what are the different things that I can, donate or divide up to? Like, I'm not sure. Just feel free to reach out. As long as you are giving from where you feel the overflow, that abundance of spirit, the Board of Trustees will take care of the rest. Knowing that we individually and collectively are the very demonstration of abundance and prosperity, this is our declaration of financial wealth and abundance. Together, I joyfully, consciously, and gratefully participate in the law of circulation. I trust in the spiritual principle that says, as I sow into my beloved community, I demonstrate my awareness of standing not only in the flow, but as the flow itself. As I sow of myself, my time, my treasure, my talent, I demonstrate my support and engagement in my community's vision, mission, and purpose. I actively give as a demonstration of manifesting, of reaping the harvest of a world that works for all. Woo, yes. And we breathe, because it's sometimes it takes that breath to anchor and like, wow, I am one awesome, fantastic, powerful expression of the divine. Like that's the truth of my being. Wow, and I breathe. And so we breathe, letting that anchor in. We breathe, knowing that it is now time to be that in the world, to go out in the world and just be awesome today. Just go out and be joyfulness and expression today. Go out and be the reason that someone feels inspired to rise up. Be that person today. Be the very demonstration of playfulness and laughter and joy today. So we breathe, knowing that at this moment of service, if there are any prayer requests, they can be sent via email to info@cslgreaterbaltimore.org, and we will make sure that the practitioners get them and that they are prayed over, prayed about, that the truth about you, the truth of your being is known, stated, and declared. And so it is. And at this moment of service, knowing that this thing we call service here at CSL Greater Baltimore, while this particular phase of service comes to a close, we know that how we as spirit serve in the world, serve one another, serve individually and collectively, that service goes on, it continues. And so we surrender into that joy and that beauty and that wonderment that comes from being of service, being a beneficial, beneficent, benevolent presence in the world. So we breathe in gratitude, knowing that we are love made flesh and that our presence matters. How we show up matters. And so we go out in the world, we do it, we live it, we be it in all areas. Surrendered because it's done, surrendered because it's good, surrendered because you are good. And so it is. Amen. Tracy's going to unmute and everything so everybody can love on each other. Blessings and love you.